Hey there, and welcome to a special video for today, Halloween. When I think of underrated games and developer studios, I think of Remedy. Not because of Quantum Break, which was actually a great game in terms of gameplay and a fairly good story. Not because of Control and its outstanding visuals. Not even because of Max Payne. All of these games have their perks, and are special in their own way, but I think of Remedy primarily due to the masterpiece that was Alan Wake. Released as an Xbox exclusive back in 2010, it drew inspiration from Stephen King, Twin Peaks, and The Twilight Zone, whilst retaining a similarly excellent quality. Unfortunately, over time, it became a hidden gem as players moved on to newer games. Personally, I played this just a few years ago, planning to only play Quantum Break after the completion of Alan Wake. What started as a reluctant decision, having never heard of the game, with its, at a first glance, poorer graphics and gameplay at the time I was playing on a current-gen console, quickly turned into an exciting activity, with gameplay that kept me on the edge of my seat. While the gameplay had its flaws in my mind, I absolutely loved the story element, with the atmosphere that dragged you in, with enemies all around you, armed only with a flashlight and a gun. But mostly, I think I was just scared. The gameplay allowed me to be one with Alan Wake, fighting for survival, heart pounding, in a twisted world of nightmares. There was a great sense of mystery and disorientation of what was truly happening in the story, and this sparked a large wave of theories, to the point where there was a big Easter egg in Remedy's following game. The main premise of the story, with a story that Alan had written becoming real and haunting him, was probably the highlight of the game. I genuinely think that this is the best story that I have experienced in the form of a single video game, ever. Even after finishing the game, along with its amazing DLC, it stayed in my mind, just as a great thriller should do. I still think about the ending. It was perfect. This was made all the better with its linear story, as opposed to if the developers had opted for a free open world. There were still rewarding collectibles, however, with manuscripts hinting at both things to come and past events. Plus, who could forget Night Springs, the in-universe show based on the Twilight Zone, or the radios playing music that spoke to the story and themes. A fantastic soundtrack by Petri Alanko and Poets of the Fall, aka the Old Gods of Asgard, furthered the sense of suspense, tension, and horror. It's definitely worth a listen if you do not want to play through this work of art, but why wouldn't you? The soundtrack won the award for the Best European Score at the annual Game Music Awards in 2010. The game also won the GameSpot Reader's Choice Award for Best Original IP, and of course, achieved the Best Xbox 360 Horror Game according to IGN. It was also nominated for many other awards, but unfortunately, after working on the sequel, after a short continuation of the series in Alan Wake's American Nightmare, financial troubles struck and development stopped. Elements were transferred to Quantum Break, which in of itself had some improved gameplay and a great story with its own intricacies and merits, following on from the original Alan Wake game in its twists as part of a solid storyline. But alas, even a great game could not match the stellar writing and work put into Alan Wake, which was truly a psychological thriller. Since then, Remedy has made one more game, Control, which I look forward to playing, going back to the roots of Remedy in terms of psychological gameplay. Remedy is undoubtedly an exceptional developer studio with a remarkable history, and Alan Wake was, at least for me, an unexpectedly magnificent video game.
There's an old town road with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a light to the words the poet used. Now the muse she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves. Till in the stillness of wonder, and still in its misty crown, the muse she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the lady of the light, gone mad with the night. That's how you reshape destiny.